Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Ray's Sports News and Debates. Okay, in today's video, little bit of a sad one. We're gonna talk about Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, Nick Saban. But yeah, let's get into it. If you guys haven't heard, we'll talk about Pete first. The Seattle Seahawks and Pete have agreed for him to step down. The Seahawks have let him go of being the head coach of Seattle Seahawks. And what a run he's had. I feel like he's one of the more underrated coaches in the league. You know, he came out of USC. He was dominant. He won national championships there. And I didn't quite know if the transition from, college to pro was going to suit Pete's style, but he made it into his own. He formed ultimately maybe the best secondary group ever in the history of the National Football League, in the Legion of Boom. And it's just, it's sad to see him go. I think he's still going to stay on as an advisor. But what a career in Seattle, 14 seasons. He had 11 winning seasons. He went to 2 Super Bowls, winning one of them. And we all know what happened. The second Super Bowl when he should have given it to Marshawn Lynch, but that's neither here nor there. Is this the end of his coaching career? I'm not sure. Pete is 72. So, I think if he does coach somewhere else, it won't be for very long. But if this is, Pete's last stint as a head coach, what a run he had. Seattle really hadn't been relevant since he took over that team. And, it took a couple seasons, but, like I said, he went to the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson and a really, really great defense. Dominated Peyton Manning, beat him 40-8. And one of the most dominant victories I've ever seen a Super Bowl happen ever. Number 2, we'll get this one out of the way. Nick Saban has stepped down. He's going into retirement as the head coach from Alabama. And again, if this is the end of Nick Saban, what a fucking career he had. Been coaching for over 40 years. He's been an head coach over 30 years. Started out at Toledo. Then he went to, Michigan State. He was at Michigan State for 4 years. Then he went to LSU, where he won his first national championship in 2003. And where he won really a bunch of his coaching awards was in the 2000-2004, realm. Obviously, he tried to go pro with the Dolphins. Had a 15-17 NFL record, not terrible. I just think the NFL system wasn't gonna quite fit with Nick Saban as a head coach. Now, I think he could have very easily been a DC there, but Saban, he wants to be the head guy. And he went to Alabama and he won 5 national championships. He was there for 17 years and, multiple Coach of the Year honors, won 12 ACC West titles during his stint there. Like I said, Walter, Coach of the Year, every coaching award out there, Nick Saban got. And, this season just proves how great of a coach he is. Alabama, as much as I was on him for getting into the playoffs, they took that loss to Texas, and Texas ended up being one of the 4 teams in. But it was a double-digit, loss. But they beat a team this year that hadn't lost in almost 3 years. Back-to-back undefeated seasons, back-to-back national championships in Georgia, and Alabama beat them in the SEC title game. In a game, they could have gone either way. But, Nick Saban just outcoached smart. That's just what it came down to. And the one thing I can kind of attest for Nick Saban is his character development. He developed 44 first-round picks. I believe in his career at Alabama, he had 29 losses. Keep that in mind. 29 losses in 17 seasons. That's like 1.5 or 4 something. Maybe it's probably a little bit more than that. But, that's one loss a season. That's crazy. You know how many coaches go, in college or this and that, and they got, prime example, Deion Sanders just took over for Colorado, had 8 losses his first season. 8. Saban had 29 over 17 years. Absolutely incredible. First ballot Hall of Fame coach in college. I do admit the NFL scheme, kind of wouldn't have been, Nick Saban's fortune. But I would have liked to see him, go to the pros, kind of take over a young team, see if he can develop them. But he just had a good thing in Alabama. And, you can't ruin a good thing when you have it. But Nick, I know you're probably not going to see this, but from one college football fan to you, thank you, man. Thank you for everything you did. I'm not an Alabama fan by all means. Go Horns, all day. But thank you, Nick, for what you did for college football. Nick Saban had such good recruiting classes. They had to change, like how you could get people in your college. They developed the transfer portal where you could basically ship a whole, new freaking team to beat Nick Saban. And I do admit college players should be getting paid, but I do feel like they did that to where everyone could compete with SEC in terms of NIL deals. Nick, one last time, man, I just, I want to thank you again, for like everything you did for college football. You made us watch, whether we wanted to see you lose or, get your ass kicked or whatever. You made us watch. You made us want to see Alabama football. And what a career you've had, man. If this is it for you, I'm assuming you're not going to come out of retirement like Tom Brady. But what a fucking career, man. Absolutely, I can't wait to see your Hall of Fame speech. You absolutely deserve it. Ununanimous, first ballot. Put him in right now. But thank you, Nick, again, for everything you did for college football, for us fans, and everything, man. Enjoy your retirement, my dude. You've absolutely fucking earned that shit. And going into another one, I think we all kind of saw it coming, but now it's a realization. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick have agreed to mutually part ways. Bill Belichick will not be the head coach of the New England Patriots. And, man, it's kind of surreal, He was there for 24 years. 24 years. That's crazy. Like the only head coaches you think that really stay there that long is anyone in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization who've had 3 head coaches, in their entire, career. And, I'm not sure if this is the it for Bill. I don't think so. I think he either goes to the Chargers. If the Eagles lose on Monday and they fire Nick, I could see him going there. I think those are the only 2 I kind of see is Philadelphia and the Chargers. I feel like he could really teach that the Chargers team mental toughness. He can revamp the Philly defense wherever he goes. But his time in New England has come to an end. And again, excuse my language, but what a fucking career Bill Belichick had. What a freaking career. 24 seasons, 6 Super Bowl championships. He averaged winning a Super Bowl every 4 years. Every 4 years. Okay? There was a span of about 9 years where he didn't win one. But, I mean, for a head coach to win 6 Super Bowls, and, yes, he had Tom Brady, but, let's not take away what Bill Belichick did, because Tom Brady had great defenses when he went to the Super Bowl. Didn't really have to do a lot, but, not taking anything away from Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. Absolutely not going to take anything away from him. But Bill, man, what a career, man. I wasn't quite sure how the Patriots were going to look post-Brady. They got Mac, and they made it to the wild card that first round. They got the brakes beaten off of them. But not taking anything away from Bill. Again, like I said with Saban, thank you, Bill. Thank you, for doing what Saban did. Y'all, they really did the same thing. They made us want to watch the Patriots. We wanted to see the Patriots lose. We wanted to see the Patriots get their ass kicked. Bill did that because he kept winning. And, I said this a couple years ago to a couple of my bowling friends, because they were like, oh, we hate the fucking, Patriots and, this or that. I'm like, well, other teams need to develop rosters to beat them. I mean, it's just that simple, and, I'm not saying I'm a GM. I could, make a team up like that, but get better players. I'm not gonna hate Bill for making it every single year when teams aren't making enough adjustments to beat them. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you, Bill. Again, for instilling toughness in pros. You got to coach the GOAT for almost 20 years, multiple AFC East division titles. And I hope this isn't the end for you, Bill. I know you got a couple years left in you. I know you're chasing shoeless record for most wins as a head coach. I know he is, so that's why I think he's not done. But Pete Carroll, Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, one last time, I just want to thank you guys. Y'all are some coaches that revolutionized the game of football. You made us want to watch. You made us want to, cheer you on. Like I said, whether to get your butts kicked or to root for you. And there's not a lot of coaches that I can say that I've watched in the NFL that have done that. So thank you guys once again. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 200 subscribers on YouTube, Ray Sports News and Debates. And until next time, you guys have a good one.